Hello, today we're going to talk about a little bit more about functions and some more about if else and return statements that we started on yesterday, Tuesday. So let me go in here and just open a blank replit. And we haven't really exactly discussed function syntax yet, but you all might know this already. But in JavaScript we have functions. We can say, let's say a function is just a block of code that we can choose to run over and over somewhere else in the code, and we can write that down in a sense. A function is a block of code that can be called and ran as many times as we want. In the code. Maybe that's a little confusing, but let's say let's do a function declaration here just so we can get what we're talking about. So get rectangle area. Okay. This is the syntax here, so it's just function. We name our function and we use camel case traditionally in JavaScript, which means the first letter is lowercase and the next letters of the words are uppercase. And then we have these parentheses where we have our optional parameters, which means that we're just like parameters or values that we can put into the function and we can use them inside of the function, and we'll talk more about what that means. But we got the function, we got the parameters, we have brackets to hold the code, and then in here we can just perform an operation. So for example, we can just say console.log the function is running, and when we want to run the function, we just have to type the name out somewhere else in the code. So without the function keyword in front of it, we'll just say get rectangle area, and as we can see here, that it auto completes for us a lot of the time. We'll have to use the brackets in this case, or the parentheses in this case, and then it's good practice to put semicolon at the end. I'm not sure if you always need it on a new line, but we can go ahead and run that, and if we open up the console when we run, we should see that let's see if it works here. Something's not working. This might be my internet is just bad right now. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna open this up in a code editor, so don't worry about the fact that I'm opening this in a code editor. It's just a different way to run the files. We'll actually do this together at some point. Okay. If you have a computer at home and you can you install things on it, you can go ahead and install Visual Studio Code, and that will be something useful that we will you will want to know in the future, and hopefully we'll have time to do this ourselves. I think make it possible, easier for us to add things to our portfolio using this. So we got we added our style and our script, and I'm just gonna run this here. It's gonna give us the same result, but you guys can just do this in your Replit. Yeah, so I'm gonna open up my console here and just do the same thing that I was trying to do in here. And all right, in this case it's working. So yeah, I switched over to this code editor because I don't need internet connection to be good to run the files. So great. So let's let's take this away, and we'll look at how we can add the some logic in here to run in our function. So we'll say we're going to talk about parameters next week, but let's do I'll just give you a brief introduction here. So it's length, width, two variables that we can pass to the function, and that's going to allow them to be run in here. So we can say return length times width, and if we print that function out to the console, we should be able to get actually that return value if we pass parameters in there. So let's do 5 and 6, and you can see the function will multiply those together and console out that result. So I mean, that's basic function syntax, and there's, let me just I want to I'd rather make something simpler for now. Just do function say hello, so we don't need to use parameters. So we can do it like that instead. Okay, and then as we saw, one way we can get the value from the function is to print it out of the console. We can also declare a variable with the function calling inside of the variable declaration, and that will set that variable to be equal to that function's return value. So in this case, it wouldn't print anything to the console. So we see here, this is live updating, by the way. It won't print anything to the console when we do it first time, or not just first time, but it won't print to the console until we'll have to console.log x in this case, and that value of x will print out there because x is where the value is going to be stored when we do this. It's the same thing basically as saying console.log say hello. It's just that we have the value is stored in x now, so we can use it in multiple places. So if we wanted to keep using that result over and over, we could just be able to call x, and that can often be a much better way to do that, depending on what you're trying to do with your code. But yeah, so we got basic function syntax. Let me take a look here. I'll talk a little more about nested if-elses. We were saying last time that we can have an if-else, and then we can nest another if-else inside of it. So if let's see here. If let's just do something arbitrary. If so I'm just making a variable that says it's called good day, and we're going to just have it be a Boolean, true or false. So if good day is true, then we're going to say something that sounds like a good day. Hello, today is a good day. Else, we can actually just use the else here. That would probably make the most sense. If else, it'll just evaluate to false because there's only two conditions here. We could either have true or false. This does the first one, this does the second one. So else will return is a bad day. So in this case, we'll be able to get a return value of either one of these printed out. So let's go ahead and print that out here. You see, like, since we have good day set to be true, we get x is equal to we can remove this for now. We'll just put this inside of the parentheses in case that's a little less confusing. So console.log say hello gives us today is a good day. If today was a bad day, we would say false, and then we would get the other output out there. So that's that. And then we can also if this was structured differently, we could have a return statement that would say no answer or something like that. But if this is grayed out actually now because it'll never be able to run because we'll always run one of these because it's only true or false. But like if this was a string instead, let's say like this. Oops. So in this case, this won't necessarily evaluate one of these, only if the string matches either good day or bad day. Otherwise, we can get that last return value. So this way, we can run the return when the function evaluates to one of these two things. So if we have good day, let's take that, like, let's say medium day, okay? In this case, it's not good, it's not bad, so neither of these will run, but we can still get that return value at the end. If all of those if else's get skipped, we'll get the return no answer. As you can see, it gets printed out to the console there. So that's a little more on returns statements being used with conditionals. And then there was one more thing I wanted to say, which is that we talked about using switch statements last time. So switch. Let's just comment this out for now. Switch good day. Right. So with switch, we can. I just wanted to point out one difference between switch and the if-else statements. So with switch, all we can do is check, is the case equal to the value that's input. It's just equality. There's no other way to do comparisons. So like we could say this string is equal to this string, or this string is equal to that string. But something that we can do with if-else that we can't do with switch is that we can say if good day equals good. We can also add like these logical comparisons, which is like and so if we're using something like this would be, there's two conditions that have to be met here for the if to run. So we have the first one, good day has to be equal to good, and then today day has to be equal to Tuesday. I didn't declare that yet, so it's just to say that there's a little more flexibility in this case with if else versus with switch. We can separate these out like this if we want, and these can also be chained. This is it allows us to check multiple conditions, whereas in switch we could only check one initially. We could add if else's inside of the switch as well, though, but then it gets a little more complex. So depending on how you do that, it's possible to do it like that. And then there's the and there's also like the or operator. So this would check either the first one is true or the second one is true. If either one of them is true, it'll run. So we have that other kind of flexibility. Maybe we'll talk more about those logical operators later, but that is a difference between if and switch that I just wanted to go over. So that'll be it for today, and I'll add up another video where we will go through a project for today. So thanks for watching.